Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about do you gather your friends and play Dungeons and Dragons, or do you gather the best players you can get to play the best Dungeons and Dragons you can play? Because the reality is, it's not the same. It is absolutely not the same thing, right? And I'll say real quick, I've landed in this situation where I went out and saw D&D players, and then a few of the people I play D&D with have become deep friends, and that friendship was found in the space of D&D, but it was never sought, right? It just happened, right? But I want to talk today, and the reason why is I'm getting really excited. I'm starting to hear a ton of people saying exactly what I've been saying for 2 years, just in different words and slower and more partially. Right, but like I can see that a lot of people in the hobby are starting to come to exactly the belief that I have on a lot of things, that D&D isn't a game, a whole host of things, right? And yeah, I think I just think a ton of people are on the journey to arrive where I've been for 2 years, right? And so this is just one piece of evidence on that. So one of the greatest tabletop role-playing game creators that's ever been born is a gentleman who goes by the name Hankrin Farinale. That's a pseudonym. He is the creator of Runehammer Games. He is the creator of Index Card RPG. He is the creator of Bearcats. He is the creator of an upcoming game called Hard Suits. He is just he's a creator of a game called Junked. Which I think you can get that one for free, or it's pretty cheap. It might not be free. Sorry about that. But he's just a brilliant creator, and he has a video. It's linked right below. It is very, very good. But he talks about multiple things in that video, so I'll just give you a synopsis here. I don't recommend that you listen to the video below. I recommend that you listen to every video this guy has ever done. Right? Like he's this guy has forgotten more about epic D&D commentary than I ever do. He's a personal hero. And what's crazy is I was like on ICRPG for a while, and I really was, and he's always a personal hero for me. But then he literally moved to my town, Philadelphia, and I did get to personally meet him. I bought one of his paintings, and it was a very nice scene. I'm very proud that I got to meet him, and I'm proud that I own one of his original art pieces, and he's a pretty incredible dude. So with that, in this video below, he says something. I'm gonna drop it for you, and it just struck me. It was like he said, he takes questions, just goes live. And by the way, his whole job now is tabletop role playing games, right? I think he's in Philly for an education, and I'm worried he'll jet out as soon as he's done with getting his degree, but we'll see. So basically, it's just nice having him in my city. It's very cool. So basically, he said the following. He said somebody was like, I can't get people to play the kind of games I want to play, and I can't get my friends to play the kind of games I want to play. And he said something interesting. He's like, do your friends fan your flames, or do they douse your flames, right? And it is ironic because his friends, essentially, he's like, I want to play stuff other than 5e. And he's like, and what Hankrin Farinale said is, hey, do your friends fan your flames, or do they douse your flames? And he's like, if they're dousing your flames, maybe you need to get new friends. And I was like, whoa, that's what I was saying, right? That's what I've been saying. That is what I have been saying, right? Like that, the game is more important than friends. And he's literally saying, determine who you make your friends by the kind of thing they want to play, right? And he's like, and then it went deeper, right? And the guy asked some clarifying questions. He's like, well, how do I get my friends to buy in on this? And he's like, you can't get your friends to buy in on something. He's like, and then he's been doing this thing in his recent game. I'm a teetotaler, but even I understood this, right? He's like, you don't sell somebody on wearing sombreros and drinking shots, right? He's like, you find the people that go, ay, 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 ay. And I was like, that's it, dude, man. Like, that is the explanation in a, in a freaking nutshell, right? Like, just, if they don't get what you're throwing down, move on. And he's like, if what you love is epic and obvious, don't sell anybody on it. Go find people who love what you love, right? And I was like, wow, that is what I'm saying, right? Like, D&D is the whole ball of wax, baby, and I am there, man. Like, I am incredibly blessed. I have a beautiful wife. I have a whole bunch of kids, and I got 4 kids, and I'm a professional, and I work a lot of hours, and so the time that's left for my friends, man, if you ain't into D&D, I don't know where the heck I'm going to put you in my life, right? And that's where it's landed, right? And so I was just shocked to see somebody saying what I have been saying for a while better. And a lot of you guys are like, Scott, you got some good points, but you're terrible at making your point, and you don't, lose a lot of people when you make your point. Well, it's hard to be me, man. Like, I got these super unique ideas. I don't know how to sell them, and frankly, that's the story of my life. I wrote 2 novels. I couldn't, I wrote the novels. I have no trouble, and I've written an entire tabletop role-playing game. I ain't problem making the content. I have problems selling it. That's like, I ain't a salesperson. That's the whole of it, right? But I think, but Hankern Farahonale is a great tabletop role-playing game, and he can sell what he creates, right? And this is just a brilliant, that's a great way to say it. Like, you don't sell people on wearing sombreros and drinking shots. They either in or they ain't, right? Like, and you ain't got, and frankly, if it's epic and it's obvious, why you got to sell anything to anybody, right? Find the people who link with what you do. And I'm about the best game of Dungeons and Dragons that can be put on this planet, right? Because I think D&D matters a lot, right? And I'm very excited that I'm not the only person who sees it this way. Like, Hankern Farahonale got there in a different journey, right? And he said it in a different way, but that sure sounds like play the best game you can get. Play the best game you can play, right? And if people ain't going to come along, leave them behind. Leave them in your wake, right? And, and I feel bad about this because, I kept thinking, but I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people who are starting to circle around and saying a lot of the same things I've been saying for a while. And so this is just like one of those times. Link for the videos below. Hankern Farahonale is absolutely brilliant dude. Definitely check out his content. All that's my opinion. Love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.